Hello, my loves. Welcome if you are new. I am Hannah, and on this channel, we talk about manifestation, spirituality, personal development, all the things. This is my little baby. Want to say hi? Well, he looks like he wanted to say hi. Now he's busy. But what I want to talk with you today about is things that happen, shifts that happen in your life, in your emotional experience, and I guess kind of like signs that you've been successfully clearing your trauma and how that then puts you in the energy to manifest really easily. So if that sounds good, stick around. And before we get started, I just want to let you know that if you click in the description box below, you'll find all the other ways to connect with me. I have a second channel with subliminals, affirmations that I create. So if you like my energy and you want to check that out, go check that out. Those are some free tools for you. I also have my Instagram, TikTok, and I offer all the services that I offer. So I offer personal readings, email coaching, and I have a bunch of beautiful self-paced programs. Okay, so one of the first signs that I've seen in myself and with clients that you are successfully clearing your trauma, like successfully doing the shadow work, doing the inner work, coming into alignment with your true nature. One of the first signs is that things will start to heal in your body. Okay, this is how I healed. I used to have chronic acne, like adult cystic acne. It sucked. I had chronic IBS that then had turned into an autoimmune. That cleared. I used to have chronic back pain. That cleared. I used to have chronic sinus problems, and even until recently still had some lingering, like the right side of my nose was always a little more stuffy and like just pains on that side of my head. That's completely gone now too, as I've just dove deeper into like healing more trauma, right? So this is like an ongoing process, but you'll notice like things in your body start to just heal on their own. And if you follow me, it's because you know what I say about this. It's because that's your natural state. Yeah, so that's like one of the main things that you'll notice is your body starts to spontaneously heal itself because that's like your natural version, right? So that's a sign that you're coming into alignment with who you are. Like the trauma, your past is not the truth of who you are. So as you shed that and release that and really claim within yourself who you're meant to be here, health and beauty and wellness is one of those things. So that's what you'll notice. And there are specific things you can do to align with that. And I actually have a course, Manifest Clear Skin. I teach how to manifest physical changes. I mean, I've manifested other things. Like I've manifested not getting a period anymore. That was very controversial. But you can manifest like any specific physical changes you want to. Like you're not limited. I work on these things all the time. So there are specific things you can do, but overall, when you're just clearing your trauma and coming into alignment with who you are, like things will just heal on their own without you even needing to think about it too much. Okay, so moving on. Second thing that I see, that I experience and I see with clients, and it's related to your body, but it also has more to do with your emotional state. So any type of addictions will naturally heal on their own, okay? So I'm someone who struggled with an eating disorder in like high school and even early college years. And that was totally emotional, right? And you can argue that some of that was maybe connected with the digestive issues. Like it's all kind of connected because it's all basically all this shit happens when you're out of alignment. So that healed naturally as I started working on my self-love and working on regulating my nervous system and working on my anxiety. The other thing was, even once that had cleared, I still felt like I had kind of an unhealthy relationship with food and alcohol, meaning like not that I was full on addicted at that point, although I have been more so in earlier years, but just felt like maybe I would lean towards those things in an unhealthy way. Like sort of use those things as a crutch, when I was feeling emotionally imbalanced. So the more I worked on my inner alignment work, clearing the trauma, working with my nervous system, mastering my emotions, the emotional intelligence, all of that began to dissolve. And really what I learned through that was that what happened was I released a lot of the guilt and shame around those things. So food and alcohol are things that we've been heavily programmed around. And then when you find spirituality, there's a ton more shame around it. People who don't actually know what they're doing. And what I found is when you're in a lot of fear around these things of like, oh, have to eat this way, or I'm wrong, or I'm going to get cancer and die, or like you can't drink alcohol, it's going to lower your vibration. Like all of that fear is actually rooted in deeply not trusting yourself. This is turning into like a little mini masterclass on health. But when you really do the work to transcend duality, you understand that the issue is never the physical things, it's the energy you're holding and how you're relating to it. So yeah, without getting too into my own personal beliefs on that, just to keep it general and meet you where you're at, you'll notice that like your relationship with the physical will change, right? So like this might not even be just like patterns of like how you eat and stuff and drink. This can be like the way you relate to those things. So you start losing the judgments around it. You start allowing yourself to be more free. You start to realize that the issue was never the thing itself. It was like how you were viewing it, how you were relating to it. And this can go for money too, right? And anything, relationships, just like you stop having toxic codependent relationship to things, right? So you're not going to be as entangled in like shitty relationship dynamics. You're not going to like overspend or be in fear of spending money, right? Like you're going to come into a balanced, harmonious relationship with all of these things. This is what happens when you do the inner work. It's not to avoid the physical, which is actually where I see a lot of spirituality kind of going wrong and missing the point, in my opinion, and people stay really stuck. Like you find spirituality because you want freedom, right? But if you just trade out one set of rules for another, that's not actually freedom. So, it's not about avoiding the physical. You're here. You're not here by accident. You're here because you want to be here having a human experience. So it's like, okay, how do I master myself, my mind, my energy, and my emotions so that I can play and have fun and be fully self-expressed and live the most free, fun, enjoyable life that I want? And that does not come with judgment. So you'll notice that like you start to really change the way you view the world. You start releasing your harsh judgments about things. You may find yourself revisiting things that brought you joy when you were a kid, but you had like built up all this resistance to as an adult. You'll just notice things changing, and your relationship with the world, with life, with the physical, with others is going to be much more balanced because you're much more balanced. So that's the second thing. Now, the third change kind of plays into that. That was a good segue of, revisiting things that made you feel happy as a child. Now, I'm someone who experienced a lot of childhood trauma. So when I first was like approaching the subject, I was like, yeah, but I don't remember enjoying anything as a child because my childhood sucked. And like, that was just a limitation. I began to like kind of rediscover myself as I kept going deeper and kept committing to doing this inner work. All of a sudden, I started to feel more light and free, and I started to remember some of the like really simple things that used to bring me joy, things that maybe I had learned to feel guilty about because maybe as a child I was shamed for it, like just enjoying, just wanting to lay in the sun all day, like wanting to just read novels for fun, like cheesy romance novels, instead of feeling like I needed to read personal development books, right? Like at some point we got adulterated by the adults in the world who told us we should be doing better, that everything we did needed to have a purpose, So like you'll notice that you're connecting to your joy more easily. You're looking at life more of like an adventure because you don't feel like a victim anymore. You're trusting that life is going to support you. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, since I don't need to be doing all of this shit just to be supported, I know I'm supported regardless because I'm worthy, always have been, always will be, and it's safe, and the world's a safe place, and I'm free to go do whatever I want. It opens you up to do things that actually bring you joy, and you start doing things from this pure, innocent, childlike state instead of having all these expectations attached to it, like must do this because it's going to get this result. You just start being more present and living in the moment. That kind of brings me to the fourth one. You're more present, right? So getting more childlike, kind of like a return to innocence, reclaiming your innocence, reclaiming your youth, because you're having a whole new outlook on life because you're not weighed down by all the trauma and pain of the past, right? And you're more present, you're more at peace with yourself. And this goes hand in hand with that you're trusting life, you're trusting yourself. And the last couple ones kind of build off that and flow together. So in lieu of that, I'm just going to stop counting and just kind of share the rest of the details with you here. But basically, you're going to find yourself more in flow state, right? You're going to be more present. You're going to be more joyful. You're going to be doing things you love because you want to, not because you think you have to. You've been clearing the heavy, dense emotions, so you're free of shame, of guilt, of worry, of fear and anxiety, and you're just looking at life like an adventure. And you just are more present and in a flow state. Another thing you're going to notice is that you sleep better. You're not having nightmares. If you're someone who has nightmares, that is a sure sign that you have unresolved trauma, right? Like your subconscious mind is free and clear. So you're sleeping well, you fall asleep easily, you have pleasant dreams, you wake up and you don't have this heavy feeling. You're actually like excited to live your life. So these are just some of the things that were very clear to me as I worked on healing my trauma and that I see in my clients over and over again. they're just some of them. It's not all of the things, but these are some of the things that you get to look forward to. So if you are not experiencing these things, that's a sign that you have more inner work to do. And I want you to be encouraged and know that this is what waits for you. It's always been here for you because it's the truth of who you are. It's just a matter of tapping into it. When you get in this space, when you get in this energy where this is how your dominant vibration is, you're just feeling good, things seem to flow effortlessly. The things that you have been striving for so long just flow into your reality in ways that you could never plan. You get to the point where you don't even really need to ask for things. Things you want just show up and you're like, wow, how did you know just what I wanted? And it's like, because you were always supported. It's always been here for you. You just weren't an energetic match to it before. So this is why working through your trauma is so important. This is why I teach this as someone who experienced a lot of trauma early on. This was my biggest hurdle. And the thing is, I'm not someone special. I mean, I am, you are too, but like, I'm not some like person who just had everything handed to them in life. Like, on the contrary, I had to work through all of my shit, and it wasn't really easy or fun, but I create the offers I do, and whether they're free content here on YouTube or on TikTok or Instagram, or my paid offers, I create it to give you the tools and really sum up everything I've learned to hopefully make it a lot easier for you and let you know that you're not alone, and help it be organized, because I know when you're in that space where you're really weighed down, you're just confused and everything's like not clear, and you want to move forward but you don't know how, and then like you start feeling better and then all of a sudden you're dropped back down and you spiral, and it's like, I make everything to be organized and help you and give you the things that I've learned like work the best, because I really want you to get to the other side because it's there for you. Okay, so I hope this helped you. I hope you keep going wherever you're at on your journey. And if you resonated with this and you're not subscribed, I would love to invite you to subscribe, because I put out all sorts of different content all about these things each week, and I would love to have you here. So also give this a thumbs up. Feel free to comment down below how this resonated for you. I would love to hear from you, and I look forward to connecting with you more. I hope you have a beautiful day. Talk with you soon.